Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I saw this tweet from Kava Network. They are one of my sponsors, and by the way, I'll put top of the description, I'll put a link to this at Kava_platform. Give them a follow. They got a lot going on, but they just announced they have a decentralized metaverse land protocol. Let me see what the name of this company is. Metopoly. I like that. Let me give them a follow. Deploy on the Ethereum co-chain. They'll bring democratized metaverse land ownership to the Kava's Cosmos EVM. So these guys are being very aggressive. Now, I don't know why, but I was watching this. I've been listening to all this metaverse stuff, and the more I see, the more I'm convinced this thing's going to be a monster. But I was think about, because my son is 16 now, and he's getting to that age where he's starting the dating thing and all that. But I was sitting there thinking, imagine what the metaverse applications of dating are going to be. In fact, when I was thinking about it, if you can imagine that people are going to be able to have a date in the freaking metaverse, that is going to be a mega money maker, because when the internet came along, it changed dating as people knew it. When that comes along, can you imagine you'll be able to actually go on a date and like take someone to a movie or something, or go to a virtual bar and meet people. It's kind of like screening before you actually meet them. That's wild. But what a moneymaker that's going to be. If anybody listening to my voice is doing working on anything like that, I want to hear about what you're doing. I would love to. That is going to be an investment right there. That's going to be a big one. So if anybody out there is working on something in a metaverse project around that, I would be interested in hearing what you got to say, because when I start thinking about all these applications, I was actually over at a friend's house not too long ago, and one of his kids had one of those sets of goggles that. I don't even remember what they're called, but anyway, I put the thing on. He said this is a boxing game, and the thing it like outlines it outlines where you can stay within or whatever. And anyway, long story short, I was boxing someone on this game, and I got more exercise inside of 2 minutes of doing that than I had in a long time. I was like worn out, but I was like, wow, this is going to change everything. So anyway, enough on that little rant. Now, I saw this tweet from Crypto Bull. As soon as Ripple wins against the SEC, all the money from Bitcoin and Ethereum will flow into XRP. Look, folks, make no mistake, all this SEC stuff, this was designed to stop the money flow from Bitcoin and Ethereum into XRP. Make no mistake about that. If you really want a summary of what this was all about, that's what it was all about. Think about it for a minute. The only thing Bitcoin has going for it is its first mover advantage and, quote, scarcity. And they lie to people all the time and act like Bitcoin's the only digital asset with scarcity, which is just a lie. Well, with XRP clarity, there's no reason to own Bitcoin or Ethereum. But I could give you several reasons. First, let's take Bitcoin. The scarcity, all of a sudden, I've made this point a lot of times on this channel. All of a sudden, okay, you choose. You can either have your money in Bitcoin. All that Bitcoin has right now is that it was first. It's got scarcity, but XRP has the same scarcity, but Bitcoin has clarity. You take if you either take the clarity away from Bitcoin, or you give XRP, put it on a level playing field with clarity, and all of a sudden there's no reason to own Bitcoin, because Bitcoin takes 10 times longer to send. It's more expensive. It's not scalable. XRP has everything that Bitcoin doesn't have. That's why they did it. It's one of the reasons they did it. Now take Ethereum. So Ethereum, you've had all these NFTs. People are complaining left and right about how the gas fees sometimes are more than the NFT that they're buying. And Joseph Lubin says that, oh, well, that's a feature, the gas fees. That's a feature. It's not a bad thing. Well, tell that to the people that are spending more on gas fees than the NFT itself. That is ridiculous. XRP solves that, and they're getting in the NFTs right now. See, you see what this was all about, folks? This was, at best, this was to hold off XRP so that Bitcoin and Ethereum did not get just obliterated. At best, that's what it was. At worst, it was someone's attempt to try to stop it altogether. Okay? Now, moving along. This picture was floating around from Walid Ben Othman. The reason this is an interesting picture, when I was in Singapore at Ripple Swell in 2019, I got to meet this guy. I was actually rode the bus with this guy. And myself and Mr. B were on that bus. And we talked to this guy. And he's one of those guys that, I made a comment at the time, he's one of these guys that you meet, and he is so smooth and such a sharp sales guy. He was a business development guy, I think, for Ripple at the time. He's such a sharp guy. He's one of those guys that's smart enough to know. He makes you feel, and I think it's genuine too, makes you feel like you're the most important person in the world. Very smooth guy, good looking guy, nice guy, just a total, like the ultimate guy to have as your business development guy. It was very impressive. Anyway, he later left and went to Curve, the custody company, as I remember, and I don't know what happened to him since, but he was at the Paris blockchain week where Brad Garlinghouse, and this guy is, I think it's Eric Metzger, or I can't remember his last name, but anyway, he works for Ripple, a business development guy for Ripple too, I think, or some senior executive dude. Anyway, but what was interesting in looking at this picture is Ripple had a booth there, but if you zoom in, Fireblock, the irony is that Fireblocks is the sponsor, is one of the big sponsors of the event, and then he's got a stellar necklace around his neck. Now, another thing that's interesting that I'll show you, I went into the Paris blockchain, went into their Twitter feed, and I saw several interesting photos. I'll go through and show you. This is one of them where they said here that early movers already in the official party, come join us, dance with Ripple tonight. So Ripple was apparently, I guess they were sponsoring one of the late night events. And then you had this, I won't play this, but this is a stellar commercial. And these are just some of the interesting things I saw. Now watch this one. This is interesting because somebody took a video camera and walked through the event, and I saw Fireblocks is over here and Ripple's booth is right over here. Check this out. Well, let me start right here. There's Ripple. There's Fireblocks. Remember, Jay Clayton joined. Fireblocks is one of the companies that he joined after SEC. So they didn't. That's all they got from the Ripple. They kept walking, but that's the Ripple booth right there. And then as you go down, you can see from the top the Ripple booth here. It's right in the back right. Binance is over this, and then there's Ripple. There's Fireblocks. So that's kind of cool. And then you can see a picture of it there. Let me see what else I got. I'll get to this other stuff. All right, so the other day, Jordan Belfort, now he's the guy, Wolf of Wall Street, the movie Wolf of Wall Street, which I thought was great. You ought to watch it if you haven't seen it. Jordan Belfort, the inspiration for the Wolf of Wall Street, is now marketing himself as a cryptocurrency guru at a recent crypto workshop. At his house, guests paid 1 Bitcoin for a seat, or the cash equivalent, which is roughly $40,000. Now watch this video. This is a classic. Watch this.
All it's based on is someone who's willing to pay more for it than you. There's no utility.
He's talking about Bitcoin.
It's an energy disaster. So just literally just stop with this crazy notion, this belief system you have. There's so many better ways to make money than to sit there in front of a computer and try to trade Bitcoin. You're on a sinking ship. Okay? Just warning you. Nothing. I still have never bought a Bitcoin, never sold a Bitcoin, or any other cryptocurrency. I never have done it, okay? So my only sure of finance, and you need to know this stuff. I have been heavily investing in crypto, and as you know, in NFTs. I don't care who you are. If you're just getting started, never bought crypto before, but you want to get involved in crypto, you should be at this event.
So you can see how this guy rolls. Now, look at this. Watch this video from the TED Talk, Elon Musk talking about what the SEC did to him.
So,
and when you watch this, just think about all the stuff we've uncovered. This is the problem, folks. The SEC and the banks, the revolving door, and everybody talks about it like, yeah, we know about the revolving door. But the problem with the revolving door is that this is what they can do to you, these people that are in bed together. Listen.
And I mean, I should say, actually, even originally with Tesla back in the day, funding was actually secured. I want to be clear about that. In fact, this may be a good opportunity to clarify that. Funding was indeed secured, and I should say, like, why do I not have respect for the SEC in that situation? And I don't mean to blame everyone at the SEC, but certainly the San Francisco office. It's because the SEC.
By the way, San Francisco office, my understanding is that that's where Bill Hinman was.
Knew that funding was secured, but they pursued an active public investigation nonetheless. At the time, Tesla was in a precarious financial situation, and I was told by the banks that if I did not agree to settle with the SEC, that the banks would cease providing working capital and Tesla would go bankrupt immediately. So that's like having a gun to your child's head. So I was forced to concede to the SEC unlawfully, those bastards. And now it makes it look like I lied when I did not in fact lie. I was forced to admit that I lied to save Tesla's life, and that's the only reason.
The important thing is that people like Elon Musk are now doing something that traditionally nobody has done, and that is that they're stating the truth publicly and about what these people have done. And I think that that's a big deal. Now, speaking of, look at this thread. This is an interesting little thought pattern right here. SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. The Hinman emails are extremely damaging to the SEC. They would rather end the lawsuit by any means rather than give them up. It would seem that a plan to quickly resolve the lawsuit has been agreed to. My thoughts of what occurred over the last week. April 11th, SEC loses on the DPP ruling. Gary, what? Ripple, end this now. SEC, only if our corruption stays hidden. Ripple, in the discovery. Do not contest that XRP is not a security at the summary judgment. SEC, okay. Deaton, Semper Fidelis. And then April 13th, Freddie Riz withdraws his class action lawsuit against Hinman and Clayton. Fred, we are ready to go. Deaton, the SEC just got wrecked. Wait a few months and clear corruption evidence will be unveiled. Fred, perfect. I'll be back. April 15th, the SEC ends discovery and later mentions that Ripple is prepared to proceed to summary judgment for XRP. It is not a security or not without waiting for the Hinman emails. SEC has been pushed towards this end game with their actions. We should be thankful for their awful, deceptive strategies and amazing judges we are blessed with. The XRP army is about to get what it deserves, justice. Thoughts? And then Fred says, great thoughts. My 80% prediction is SEC can't settle because of the mess it let come out and is locked into an MSJ battle it knows it will lose. Maybe a settlement still, but terms would be hideous for SEC. Key test on this is if SEC agrees to Ripple's MSJ brief schedule. Yes, game over. Yes equals game over. So that's a pretty interesting little thread there. All right, I've got a lot more, but I'm just going to put them in my next video. Let me see what was next. Yeah, I'm gonna save that for my next video. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family that I like this little thread. I like his thought patterns here.